Paul Hawkins is in Romania for us this morning, where, I mean, these countries, the border countries, Paul, have done, I mean, an incredible job, actually, in just getting people across the border and just trying to cope with them, at least in the short term.
Yeah, hi Stephen. You're absolutely right. Trying to get people across the border. In fact, just where we were, we've moved away from the border. I'll explain why in a minute. But at that border crossing, we've been talking to Ukrainians that are sending aid into and out of the border, that are trying to get people backwards and forwards across. And it's a similar story all along Ukraine's border, whether you're here in Romania or whether you're in Poland or in Hungary. So it is a familiar story. Just to explain where we are, because you're probably wondering, we're in the back garden of a hostel that's owned by an English man, and he's come back from Bristol to reopen it in the winter. He closes it, goes back to Bristol normally in the winter, but he's come back to reopen it to try and help the Ukrainian refugees. So this is the hostel just behind us, and the man himself is Rob Larcomb, who is the owner of Cob Wob Hostel. That's right, isn't it?
Yes, that's right. We've had this hostel going for about 20 years now, and we came back about 2 weeks ago. We've had several Ukrainian refugees come through. We've got a number of English volunteers here as well. And they are sort of staying and distributing food into the lorries and getting medication, and they're raising money in the UK at the moment. So if you see anything that people who are small organisations who are trying to raise quite a lot of money, then it's a good place to donate, to be honest.
Yeah.
Can I show you around?
Yeah, please. Yeah, please. So if you just show us around, so we'll go and have a little wander around Cobweb Hostel there. By the way, those mattresses have been donated, haven't they?
They have.
Yeah.
And this is Diego, and Diego is a volunteer from England. He's from Oxford.
Hi, Diego.
Hi.
Hiya. You're live on GBNews.
Oh, bye.
Yeah, there you go. Well, you've only just woken up, I think. Yeah, and you're helping out at the hostel.
I've been helping out at a few warehouses nearby. Earlier at the border, but thankfully there are quite a lot of people around to help out. So it seems like at this border crossing, a lot of the support is in taking supplies into Ukraine, because there's not so many people coming out.
Yeah. So and why did you feel the need to come and help out?
Honestly, I was on holiday in the mountains south of here, and for 3 days I was here with a couple of friends, and all we were talking about and thinking about is what's happening in Ukraine, the border crossing, so it made sense to come along.
Yeah, brilliant. Great stuff. Thank you. Cheers for speaking to us, Diego. Thank you. We'll let Diego get back to it. As Jim almost falls over a step. Cameraman Jim, well done, Jim. Just mind the steps here. So we're going to walk up the steps here and just show you a little bit of Cobweb Hostel here. So we're coming into the reception area here, and and so
these two ladies are Ukrainian. Unfortunately, they don't speak very good English. So, although her son-in-law's English, lives in Switzerland, and they've been here for about a week.
Okay.
So I'll just sort of show you around, and you see what we've got and what we're doing.
Sure. And just very quickly, how many people can stay here? How many people can you fit in the hostel?
We can get in about 20, and at the moment we've got about 12, I think.
Right. Okay.
Although some of them are relatives and stuff.
Yeah. Okay. And so here are the rooms then at the moment.
But I should tell you, this room's occupied. There's nobody in here at the moment because it's Diego's room. But this is the sort of setup we have here.
Here you go. So this is one of the rooms.
It's a bit of a mess, I'm afraid. But then, I think you have to understand that, people are coming and going. We haven't had time to sort of set this up and clean it up. So, just so you get an idea of what we're doing.
Yeah.
I don't know who else is here at the moment. Over here we have 2 showers, we have toilets. Right down at the bottom of the house we have a kitchen. Let me just go and see who's in the other room a second. I know we've got a sleeping girl. I don't want to go in there.
No, we don't want to go in there. And let's just have a look in here.
Okay,
so this gives you a kind of idea of the kind of accommodation that people are getting when they come to Sighetu here, that Rob's providing for them. And what sort of changes have you had to make to the reopening the hostel at such short notice? That must have been quite a challenge.
Well, it sort of has, because the whole heating system here runs on wood, and so we had to buy in quite a lot of wood. We had to change quite a lot of the mattresses. We've actually got new mattresses on the beds now. And, there's also a question of having food and stuff like that. Though, as I said, people have donated quite a lot of money, so we've actually been able to manage buying in the wood and all the other stuff that we need, really.
Yeah, and the town has really, I hear there's been a big kind of impetus in the town. Look, you were telling me about a restaurant earlier.
Yes, that's right. Finn's Bar in the middle of town. They're giving out free meals to Ukrainians. Again, they've sort of raised money in Holland, and every day, I think it is now, people can go there at lunchtime and have free food. And so many people in this town have opened up their accommodations. The hotels are offering free beds. It's been quite amazing, considering it's such a sleepy little town. They've done amazingly well.
Yeah, they do seem to have, and it's a small area. It's had a big impact, isn't it?
A huge impact, and very quick. No one was really expecting it. I mean, they all saw that Mr. Putin was over the border, but they never thought he would come into Ukraine. But of course, now we have this situation.
And just very quickly, obviously you're doing a lot. There's a lot of British people doing a lot. Do you think the UK government could or should do more?
I'm not quite sure what the UK government are doing. I honestly don't know, because I've been away for 2 weeks, but. We haven't really seen much sign of anything from the UK here, to be honest.
Right, OK.
It's supposed to do from other countries. Sorry.
All right, great. No, that's OK. Thank you, Rob. Listen, thank you for taking us in at such short notice and showing us around. Really appreciate it. So there you go. That is, Rob, one British man that's doing all he can to try and help with the humanitarian effort, along with all the other countries that are helping around Ukraine's border, not just here in Romania.
Yeah, OK. Paul, thanks very much indeed.
Thank you, Paul.
Isn't it interesting when you often when things happen and you think, well, what can I do? What can one person do? Well, that's one person helping, over the period of time, a lot of people. And I just think we should never underestimate what one person can do.
Some good people out there, aren't there, hey?
Yeah,
the best of humanity at the worst of times.